Hi, today I will be covering two very important curves in economics, which are short-run aggregate supply curves and long-run aggregate supply curves, both also known as SRAS and LRAS. We are going to be covering why they have different shapes, specifically how sticky prices affect SRAS, and the factors that make these curves shift. Now I'm going to be talking about the SRAS curve, specifically why it's upward sloping. The short-run aggregate supply curve represents the total goods and services producers are willing to supply at certain price levels in the short run. Higher prices leads to more production. Why? It's because prices and wages don't change right away. They take time, and this is shown through sticky prices. Sticky prices is also why this curve is always upward sloping. A good example is salary paid workers. If prices of products go up, the company makes more money without having to pay the workers more since they have a contract of a certain salary per year. Factors that shift this curve are changes in production costs, temporary supply shocks to the economy, better productivity, expectations for future prices. Those are all going to shift the curve. It is important to note that not everything that shifts the short-run aggregate supply curve also shifts the long-run aggregate supply curve, which is now what I will be covering. The long-run aggregate supply curve represents the total quantity of goods and services an economy can produce when all inputs have had enough time to adjust to economic changes and are applied to their full potential. Another way to say that is when businesses and workers have had enough time to react to the changes in the economy, resulting in products being produced at their full potential output in the long run. This is solely based on the availability of workers, resources, and technology changes. This curve is always vertical on a graph because of the total amount of goods and services the economy can produce doesn't depend on prices. Instead, it depends on how many workers and machines we have and how good our technology is. Factors that shift the LRAS curve are quantities of factors of production and the productivity, such as technology, more workers, human capital, and more. That's it for this video, and thank you so much for listening.